several years before the establishment of the Barenboim-Said Foundation, Edward and Daniel met by accident at a hotel in London, and Edward was going to attend that evening Daniel's concert, and Daniel invited him to come over after the concert. And they started chatting and they became instant friends. Then at the same time, at that time, Edward was helping the National Conservatory of Music be established in Palestine. And it was established a few months later, and then they tried to get teachers to come and teach at the conservatory, because in Palestine they didn't have any teachers practically. And they applied, but the Israeli government didn't give them any permits. And the head of the conservatory, Sohail Khouri, told Edward about it, and Edward mentioned it to Daniel, and Daniel said, I will help him. And so a new relationship between Daniel and the National Conservatory began, where teachers from Europe came to teach the Palestinians music. And also, the head of the conservatory wanted to create a Palestinian orchestra, and Daniel promised him that he will do that. This is how the relationship first started. Meanwhile, the West Eastern Divan Orchestra was established in 1999 as a result of a musical workshop in Weimar in Germany, which both Daniel and Edward collaborated in doing. And the West Eastern Divan Orchestra was formed, or is formed, I should say, because it still exists, of Arabs, Israelis, and Arabs including Palestinians, Israelis, and others. And so this orchestra became a curiosity for the world, because all of a sudden there were these Arabs and Israelis playing together, and it began to be well known. And 3 years after its establishment, the Andalusian government, the regional government of Andalusia, decided to invite the orchestra over to Pilas, which is a town near Sevilla, to spend the workshop time, or in summer to be there in residence, and to rehearse for the orchestra. And the regional government of Andalusia wanted to create a foundation in the name of Edward and Daniel. And so in 2003, before Edward passed away, well, we didn't know then he was going to pass away, of course, they signed the papers to establish the Fundación Barenboim-Said. This is how it was originally founded. Eventually, the relationship with the conservatory, the National Conservatory of Music, which is now known as the Edward Said Conservatory of Music, the National Conservatory of Music, suspended the relationship that we had with them, and the Barenboim-Said Foundation established a center to teach music. The idea behind the foreign teachers coming to teach music, which my late husband, Edward Said, was very keen on, was the fact that he wanted the Palestinian students who were talented to have the opportunity to excel in music, and in order to give them hope to realize, to become professional musicians, or to realize their dream in music, and to be able to compete in the world. And so the center started slowly in the beginning, and then we registered in Palestine as the Barenboim-Said Palestine, and it has been since, I think, 2011 or 2012 that we have run this center, and the results speak to themselves. It's very important to have high standard music education in Palestine for a number of reasons. My late husband, Edward Said, always believed that music was very, very important in education. He himself had benefited from learning music at a very early age. He played the piano, and he was a very good pianist. And he also educated himself a lot about music. He had a huge passion for music. The reason he believed music was helpful was that, music allows you to focus, and it teaches you discipline. Focus and discipline are very important to help you achieve intellectually. So for him, the Palestinian students would benefit enormously from music, because music would allow them to focus and would teach them discipline. Under the occupation, the stress and anxiety of the society was transmitting itself to the kids, and the kids were anxious and unfocused, so to speak, distracted. So he felt that if we teach these youngsters at an early age to play an instrument, to enjoy playing and achieve that, achieve the talent, then this will help them focus, and when they focused in music, then they would be able to focus in school. So that way their education would be better, because the education in Palestine, he had noticed, had been regressing due to the occupation, to the closing of schools, and several other reasons. So he wanted to overcome all these, hurdles that were being thrown in front of the kids, and to allow them to just go on an upward trend by learning music. I am very, very happy with the status of the project at this point. It took us many years of experimenting and trying to adjust to having this music center, which was small, in an environment where there are many, many music schools, and we knew we had a niche, which is excellence in music and the higher standard of educating musicians. But it took us time to focus. We come again to that same word, to focus and to get our goals in place and to start building the center. After all these years, I feel that the center is on steady ground. It is going forward and upward. It has a chance to expand tremendously. Within 1.5 years, we have increased the number of students by, what would you say, like 30% or more? More than 30%. And I am very impressed by the level of musicianship of those students, and also of their interest and attention span. I have noticed them in listening while concerts are being performed, how they listen, how they are absorbing the music, and how they already 5 and 6 year old kids know when not to clap and when a movement has been finished. This is very impressive. At the same time, I'm also very impressed by their playing. I heard them do competition, and they were prepared, and really I congratulate them, and I congratulate the teachers who have worked hard to make them arrive at this level. Yes, it is true there are many Barenboim-Said projects. We have the orchestra, of course, the West Eastern Divan Orchestra, and now we have the Barenboim-Said Academy in Berlin. We also have the Fundación Barenboim-Said in Spain. And the Fundación Barenboim-Said in Spain and the Barenboim-Said Foundation in Ramallah are closely linked. We are supported by the Fundación Barenboim-Said Spain, and Fundación Barenboim-Said in Spain has similar educational programs where teachers come and teach in Spain music. Now, for Daniel Barenboim, who is behind all these projects and the pillar that everybody looks up to, believes that his mission as an educator and as a conductor and a pianist is to produce musicians of the highest quality. And for that reason, he, or at least we expect, I included, that this place, Barenboim-Said, Palestine, produce students, the students who graduate from it will be of the level that he would want in the Barenboim-Said Academy, which is a new academy established to give a degree in higher education, higher musical education in Berlin, and the students study under the auspices of Maestro Daniel Barenboim. So the future for this project is to see it grow, to teach more and more Palestinian children, to find more and more of the talent, and to try to deliver as many as possible who could have a better future musically. Lastly, what I would like to say, this is a message for all the young students at this school and center in Ramallah, Palestine, that I hope you will be hardworking, perseverant, practice. Even if you have talent, without practice, there is nothing that will make you achieve. And to the parents of these students, please be there for them, help them practice, help them achieve, because this is a ticket to a very lucrative future for them. Even if they do not specialize in music, music will always be part of their lives and will help them achieve success in any other field they wish to pursue.